You know, guys, one of my favorite video games I have ever played was Persona 5. I made a whole video about it and its sequel, and the story was so riveting and encapsulating to me. I really loved all the characters, I loved all the mechanics, it was my favorite JRPG, and I was hyped for it. It was beautiful. I'm excited for Tactica to release later this November, but I was contemplating on whether playing the other Persona games because I heard that they were just like Final Fantasy, where one moment you could be being the most epic swordsman, Cloud Strife on your bike, and then the next moment you could just be dealing with this. So yeah, the games could differ in quality, but there are only been 5 mainline Persona games that I know of. There probably are sequels, but I'm not counting those. I'm just counting the ones that go Persona 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And today we're talking about Persona 4, specifically Persona 4 Golden, because that's the one that I played. And oh boy, this game was amazing. You know, like it blew my expectations out of the water because I didn't know if I was going to like it because I really like the superhero aesthetic of Persona 5, and I figured out very quickly that's not in Persona 4. So let's just jump right into the plot because a lot of Persona 5 fans have not played Persona 4 because they're little stinkers. Ooh, you can really see the green lines. So Persona 4 starts out with you entering this limousine, and oh my gosh, it's Igor! He's there. It's not the corrupt version that was in Persona 5, but he's there, and he's like, welcome to the Velvet Room. And he just tells you, hey, you're gonna go on a journey to know about personas and shit. Okay, bye! And then you are waking up from your train ride to Inaba, where your uncle Dojima resides, and he is like the police force. He is the highest detective on the force. He's a real cool cat. And Nanako, Dojima's daughter, and she basically calls you Big Bro for the entire game because she sees you as a orderly brother figure. And honestly, hitting me right in the kokoro already from the start. I'm like, okay, I'm sold already. But the build up to get to the personas takes a lot longer than Persona 5. You see, you are hit with it immediately on your first day of school. However, you start just going to school. You bump into people like Yosuke and Chie, which are just students at the school. And they just give you a hard time until you hear rumors about something called the Midnight Channel. And the Midnight Channel is basically you stare at a television screen at midnight that's blank and you could see images. And there have been rumors that you've seen people who have died recently. Like the announcer lady for the news just died. She just went pew, dead. Oh my gosh, she's gone. And you recently see this new girl on there called Saki. And Saki is one of Yosuke's senpais. He has a big crush on her. He is like, oh boy, I love you, Saki. And she's like, fuck you, as we learn as we go into the cognitive world. Wait, how are they into the cognitive world? Oh, you just climb through the TV in this one. Yeah, that doesn't really make that much sense, but go with it because that's what happened, okay? I'm not making this shit up. Look at the cutscene that happened. It's real. I'm not joking. And so they go into the cognitive world. You and Yosuke meet Teddy, which is a mystery creature at that point in the game. And you go explore to try to find Saki, why she was on the Midnight Channel, and how she ended up dying afterwards. Oh yeah, by the way, she died. I think I forgot to mention that, but she died. She's like hanging from a telephone pole. It's fucking scary. And you're trying to figure out why, who did this, and what was the reason. And so you go through this world, and then eventually you guys awaken to your personas. Yeah, they're just there. You're just like, holy shit, I'm gonna beat the shit out of these shadows. And shadows, unlike Persona 5, where they are the distortions in one's mind, they are the doubts and insecurities that one has about oneself. And Yosuke overcomes this. You don't have to overcome this because you're a fucking boss, man. And you find out basically someone is throwing people into the TV and you have to stop it. And you want to do some more investigating. So you go back to the Midnight Channel and you see Yukiko, one of your other classmates on the television screen. and she's in like a princess dress, and you're like, okay, we have to go after Yukiko. And Chie, who is Yukiko's best friend, is like, oh my gosh, we have to save Yukiko. I don't know why she's on the Midnight Channel. People keep dying. And they jump into the TV and they're like, well, okay. And they go through her television show is what I'm gonna call them for this video. I don't know if that's the official canon, but that's what I'm gonna call it. They go through her television show. They learn that she was very insecure about all the boys fawning over her, and that she didn't want to be seen as an item to be won and just an heir to the throne to the Maki Inn. Rather, she wanted to be her own self. And we find that out, we save her, she awakens to her persona, fuck, I'm already getting confused by this shit. And we move on to later. They're like, okay, well, we didn't find out who the culprit was, but we got to keep looking. And the next person to show up on the Midnight Channel was this rapscallion named Kanji. And Kanji is like that cool biker gang thing, but he really is hiding that he is afraid of people thinking that he's gay, which honestly, I'm gonna go on the record, nothing wrong with being gay, but he was just very insecure. He just wanted to be seen as a man, and so he put on this persona. See what I did there? He put on this persona to like hide it, and then he eventually accepts, hey, I can do what I want. And he awakens to his persona. And we're still not getting anything from the culprit. We're just like, oh my god, who is this guy? But at least we stopped him from killing 2 people. Until this new celebrity comes into town, Reiji Kawa, and oh my god, bro, baddie. The baddest baddie of the game. Get out of here, every other Persona 5 waifu, okay? Reiji Kawa is the best, okay? You all can just take the back seat of my mom's minivan and just chill. Anyways, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Reiji Kawa? And she shows up on the Midnight Channel, and they're like, oh my, we definitely have to save her. She's an upcoming idol. She's gonna be in a movie. Like, we need capital N-E-E-D to save her. And we learned that she is afraid of being a sex icon. Now, honestly, I would love to be a sex icon, but I don't have big anime titties. Well, hers are more moderate and stuff, but the point still stands that I can't really be a super sex icon. But she learns to accept that, hey, some people are just gonna be pervy, gross people like this guy right here sitting in this chair, ha 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 ha, and she accepts it and she gains her persona. And also, Teddy learns that he is just like still trying to find himself, but he just can't remember anything, and he gets overtaken by a shadow, but he stops it, and he gets a cool persona, which is kind of a little goofy, and he learns that, hey, it's okay to not know who you are at the moment. But then they see this guy on the Midnight Channel who claims to have seen the murderers and is like, oh, okay, I guess we doing this now. And so they go into the TV, go into this 8-bit themed world where the boss fucking sucks. I hate it, but the music fucking slaps like, beautiful. And they defeat him. And they felt something off about this, but they're like, no, we caught the culprit. It's okay. It's fine. But the police was still trying to find a hard way to navigate some evidence on them. And one person is getting on their tails, and that's Natosha Rogane. And he is really trying to stop them, foil their plans, and just actually catch the culprit. And he thinks they are the ones doing it. However, he's like, well, let's test this theory out, and let's catch this criminal if you do say so that he's throwing people into TVs or some shit like that. And he gets kidnapped. We actually learned that he is insecure about being seen as a kid because he is a detective on the force, but people don't see him that way. And also, he is insecure about being a girl. Yeah, Nato is a woman, and she is very insecure about that, how women aren't normally taken seriously on the force. But she wants to be taken seriously, and so she disguises herself as a guy. But she learns to accept it's okay to be a woman, and it's also okay to be a kid. You know what? Because you know why? I'm a detective, man. And she gains her persona. And then after a while, they start connecting the dots and being like, wait a second, the people who are being kidnapped are the ones being shown up on the TV. So they go to that assumption, and they were like, okay, why? But then you get a letter as the protagonist, and it says, hey, stop searching or something bad will happen. And you're like, nah, But then something bad did happen. See, Nanako got kidnapped, and she was gonna be thrown into the Midnight Channel. And honestly, whenever I saw that, I was like, holy shit, they are fucking not doing that shit to me. Ain't no way, ain't no way. And obviously, you plow through it. It's basically heaven, because you're like, oh my gosh, what the hell? I guess that's just what her cognitive world looks like. And we go blast through, defeat this god. And yeah, save Nanako, but she's not waking up. Oh no! They took the fucking supposed killer, and they threw him in bars, and they just want Nanako to wake up. She was like in a coma, and oh my gosh, like literally it was so stressful at that part. Like we learned that the killer is alive, but Nanako is dying, like on her deathbed, and they don't think it's fair. Oh. No, they didn't. No. Ain't no way, bro. No, they did not just kill Nanako. Holy shit. So we go and confront the guy, but I'm just like, listen, let's keep our cool, all right? Maybe he's not the true killer or something. And they're like, what? And then, but I'm like, listen, I got a hunch. On me. And Nanako wakes up and you're like, thank fucking God. Especially me, I was like, oh, holy shit. I'm like, man, she was dope. She was the light of my life, my heart and soul, and my drive. We stay hungry, we devour. And we're like, well, we gotta find the true culprit. And that leads us to the final cognitive world, where we find out who is actually doing this. And we've come to a few hunches. Maybe it's someone we know. Someone who had inside forces to know how to just deliver a letter unmarked, who knew where Dojima lived. And that led to Adachi. Adachi was Dojima's detective partner, and he caused the first two murders. And Namatame, which was the guy who I was talking about, this is a delivery guy. He kidnapped them and threw them into TVs. He used him as a cover-up for his crimes. And me and the boys were like, actually, you're gonna atone for your sins. And then he turned into a fucking god. Yeah, Persona does that a lot. They're just like, hey, let's just make them a god for some reason. They turn into this huge eyeball, and I'm like, holy shit, oh my god. No, ain't no way. But you'd be like Rigby and shine the laser pointer into its eye. And you save the day, you stop the town from being engrossed in fog forever, and you're heroes. And that's where the original game would have ended. You've had lots of fun. But wait, there's a third semester. That's right, I didn't cover this in my previous Persona video because I didn't know this existed. However, there was a whole third semester in Persona 5 that I just missed, which I'm not going to cover in here. Many people have talked about it, but I was able to actually experience the fourth semester. I mean, third. I'm an idiot, but like, guys, cheer for me, please. Please, I did something. Okay. So basically, the third semester revolves around the character Marie. And Marie was one of the confidants that you unlocked throughout the game, and you go through the game, talking about her, and she's like forgetting some memories. And we learned that she was another god. She was one of the people that was engulfing the town in fog and almost causing the town to disappear, which is what happened after someone showed up on the Midnight Channel. Fog started to happen. I didn't mention that. I probably should have mentioned that to begin with, but you're too deep in. All right, you gotta listen to me. I'm a terrible reviewer. We will know this by now. And we're just like, no, Marie, you can be saved. You can be saved, please. And she's like, okay. And then you say Marie, and it's just a little bit of extra content, like a little nugget of yummy good chocolate. Like whenever you're getting Valentine's Day chocolates. I've not gotten any, so I don't know what they taste like, but I don't know, maybe some of you do. And yeah, that's the basic actual plot of Persona 4 Golden. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it, but that's not where everything ends, because, they also throw in the confidant system, which is also called the social link system in this game, and it is great. You get to talk to all your party members, and you can still romance them. And I'm going back to talk about Reiji Kawa because she is literally the best waifu in Persona 5. I mentioned this already, but we're going more in detail. She is just kind and sweet, and she likes to cling onto you, and she calls you senpai. Bro, that's so freaking hot. I'm not swearing because I didn't feel like it was necessary for that point. Sorry. And she also is she's just sweet, and she's not just this bubbly girl, she has problems and feelings and other things also. Bro, I felt her emotions through the social link. And it's great talking to everyone, learning some more stories about several of the characters in the game. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the social link system. Reise, best waifu, everyone else is a pretty good story with it. Moving on, we're gonna talk about the presentation style. It feels more like a 2000s JRPG, like the Kingdom Hearts 1 menu, the original Final Fantasy menus, the things that you do expect. It does give you like this little TV static every time that you're trying to select something, which is nice, but can be a little irritating on the eyes every time that you try to select something. But the music that's brought with the presentation is also great. It still feels the same as Persona 5, this like nice jazzy thing, but it also has like a happy undertone with a little sad undertone. I guess, I don't know, that's how my friend Jason put it. He was in the previous video that got released, and he's that guy right there. Really cool. And he's a big Persona 4 Golden fan, and that's how he put it, and I couldn't agree more. And you know that there are some anime cutscenes with some degenerate moments. There is also a beach episode again. Let's go. Every Persona game has to have a beach episode. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry. I haven't played Persona 3 because I'm waiting for the remake, but there better be a beach episode in that. And even not, it's just beautifully animated. I learned that it was animated by Madhouse. Like, what? And honestly, I really enjoyed this game. Everything about it had this charm that I just can't stop thinking about. It doesn't feel as polished as Persona 5 because Persona 5 came out 10 years later? But it's still a great time. It's a good whodunit mystery story that I haven't seen in a while, or have seen pulled off very well, and it does it. And of course I like the game. I mean, look at my hours. Yes, it's also a very long game. That's my one complaint, because I like to have a social life. That's why it took me forever to even post some videos, because I was working on that documentary. But I was also playing Persona 4, working on this video. But I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. And as you say, it's not about the journey, it's about the friends we made along the way, and also that Teddy is a hot cross-dresser. Yeah, that happens. I'm not giving more context other than that. Smash. Persona 4 really did help me just have a good time and still stay positive and sane through my crazy life that I've been having right now, being a film major, doing documentary shoots all the time, and I'm working on another shoot. I'm super packed, and I can't make so many videos, but I'm gonna try my best to stay on top of things. And if you want to help encourage me by giving me some likes and subscribes, that'd be very appreciative. Or you can also click this video right here to actually hear my thoughts about the documentary I just made. Or you can also click my face to subscribe. So please do. It really boosts my dopamine sensors. They make me go, I guess. I guess that's how my dopamine. I don't know. I'm ending the video right here. Fuck, I didn't cut it right.